So, welcome, Tory, to the second episode of the BitClout podcast. You're actually my first guest on this thing. So, as far as I can
Ooh,
tell, you are the first guest on the first podcast on BitClout. So,
yes.
man, let's see now. You told me you live in Colorado, man. That must be nice.
Oh,
You
I
must
love it,
enjoy
man.
that. Yeah, I did. I had 13 years of living out there, and I loved every bit of it. It's nice.
What part? What's
Denver.
up?
Denver.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Uh, oh, cool. Now I can see you. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm out in Lyman. You know where that's at, right?
Yeah, yeah, man. You're out on the
Okay.
plains. That's the town you have to drive through to get there from like Nebraska or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right off the 70. So yeah.
Yeah. You're out
So
there. That's not the Colorado most people think of when they think of
yeah,
Colorado, right?
I'm kind of based out of the Springs, but it's just so cheap up
Love I know.
here.
Yeah. I love
I
Colorado
went for the
Springs.
cheaper rent. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
magical, and
yeah, you get out to the mountains very much.
I did over the summer. Yeah, not
Yeah.
was on unemployment, just drove everywhere, and yeah.
Really? Man,
Oh
that
yeah.
was my favorite time of year was in Colorado was summertime. Getting up there, I don't think people understand how nice it is in the summer out there.
Yeah, I actually moved here just to heal, man. It's just
No,
I just
really?
yeah, I fell in love with it. I did a book tour, and Denver was really generous to me. So was the Springs, and yeah, I just made a mental note. It's like I'm gonna go back there and live, So
Nice, nice.
yeah.
What was your book about?
It's called Micro Novels. It's you can find it on Amazon.com/ TorySeller. It's micro novels, just real minimal, artsy, overeducated, snooty little comedy. Really, and pain and everything. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, folks, I met Tori on Clubhouse, another sort of new platform that's entered the scene. Still kind of little known platform in relative terms, but we were in a room on Clubhouse talking about. Well, I was actually just listening in, so this was probably on the day when I decided, hey, I might just sign up for this BitClout thing, and I joined this room. And honestly, I joined the room thinking I'm going to find out what scam's going on here. And within about 30
oh
minutes, I was
really?
like, I think I might just join this thing. This is sounding pretty cool. And so in the course of listening to this discussion, there was always this guy that would pop in and go, hey guys, I'm looking for a black market Robert Downey Jr. Just asking for a friend. TorySellers out. And he would
Okay.
pop in. You popped in like every 5 minutes doing something like that, something random. And I thought, man, this guy's funny. I'm gonna have to talk to him. So, and as it turned out, then I got asked to talk a little bit, and you and I talked for a while. I thought that was cool. And then I've been looking around for people willing to want to be on the podcast. We're so early in this thing that like anybody can be an influencer, right? And
Mhm.
and so it's like it's such a young thing. Like so many people are like you're probably an OG and you haven't been doing it for a week, you know?
Well, I'll tell you exactly. It's going on, yeah, 10th day, I think. So I'm like way OG. Like, yeah, they call me the
OG.
grandpa. And just for the record out there, people, I am the creator of ReClout. It's on the blockchain. Can't argue that. So
Good for you, man. I thought I was, but clearly I wasn't. But yeah, honestly, I tried to. All right, so I tried to retweet, so to speak,
ReClout,
and
man. Come on,
all right,
ReClout.
so all right, no, but hear me out. So I go to do it on something, and the platform literally pops up and says retweets are not allowed,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point in time, and I actually screenshot it and shot it out to followers, so to speak, and just
Mm-hmm.
said, wait a minute, this is not Twitter. How can you retweet on something that's not Twitter, but clearly, they're mimicking or parroting the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so it's been kind of wild just watching people trying to figure this thing out, and, myself included. And
Yeah.
so, and then today I was on Clubhouse and just in a little room, listening to people, because I love hearing people's questions and hearing what people have learned in the past 24 hours. And so there's Tory, guiding the newbies because he's an OG. And we got talking again, and he's like, "I'll get on your podcast." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" This is Tory, man. I was thinking of you. I'm gonna get you on here. So here we are.
Yeah, it's I got a really hot tip from a crypto influencer named Kyle Chase. I don't know. Are you into crypto or like regular crypto or not?
I love crypto. I mean, like I said, I do another podcast that's devoted to crypto, and
Okay.
I'm a co-host of that. But and I've spent, I have a business part of my business is devoted to crypto, and am in partners in a business that's all about crypto and media, and we profile people and projects and travel the world. We've had some fun times, seeing some interesting things. I have a distinct honor of being able to say I was spent the day at John McAfee's house, and that was a story all in its own. But save that for another day. But yeah, I mean, who gets to say that? Not many people. But it was quite a day, let me tell you. And we did a shoot at his house. He was cool. I had a great time with him and his wife. They were great.
I bet that's a hell of an interview. Jeez, man. Is that what you did? Hanging out.
Yeah, we did an interview, classic John McAfee. You never know what he's going to say, but he took us out on a boat. We shot guns. The host of our show shot guns with him, and I thought he was going to throw me and the crew out in the water. I mean, he was flying so much, through this channel, and then we got back to the house, and we had already been drinking, and or at least my host had been with him. And then he's like, "I'm taking a nap." So he takes a nap, and we're all kind of hanging out and having lunch at his house. And doggone it, if he gets up and I'm like, "Hey, you ready to keep shooting?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "How about you make you just," I know he likes to make drinks. I was like, "How about you mix up a drink for you and Elsa to do a, discussion, And he's like, "Oh yeah." And so before I could even get close to being ready to shoot, he's over there mixing up drinks and stuff. And first part of the interview, he didn't even bother he didn't care what I had, or we needed to ask him. He just starts doing a sort of a how-to on to make some specific gin drink, and tells the history of gin, goes on and on and on. I'm like, okay, well, we're eventually going to get around to some other stuff, but that's John. I mean, he's going to guide the discussion wherever he wants it to go. So yeah, we had a lot of cool, fun things, and we'd like to do a lot more now that people can start traveling again. So no, I'm in it. So, but yeah, I am into crypto. So
okay,
you asked what, and why'd you ask that, by the way?
I don't know. That was so long ago. I don't know. I haven't been sleeping much, but
because you've been on Clubhouse, you've been clubbing.
Yeah. There was some kind of reason for it, for sure. But yeah, next question.
A friend involved in crypto hit you up.
Let's see. No. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the way I got exposed to BitClout was clout was Kyle Chase. Do you know who that is? He's kind of a pretty good. He owns a paid network.
Okay, yeah, I think I know,
who that is. Okay, so he's the CEO, and he always goes on. What is it? Crypto Man Brand. Do you know who? Mm-hmm. Really big influencer on crypto, and yeah, I got a tip from him about 3 weeks ago about Moonswap. It was a real low cap, and it's still my best performing crypto. And he said, "Man, this is the big thing. This is going to be it." And I trusted his ass from the Moonswap, And I mean, he just kept on. This is going to be the biggest thing ever. And I didn't even question it, man. I was just like, and there's a link in the bottom, and you can grab it, So I got it. So I was on Friday, previous Friday or 2 Fridays back or whatever, and I just, I was just grinding. I just knew it was going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So I took the. I'm sure you were on MySpace, right?
I was for a very short time.
Okay.
and then
Well, in the
right.
beginning, you know how it is. Everybody had Tom. If you had a profile, you had Tom automatically.
Yeah,
So
yeah, kind of like
I think
Jack on Twitter or something.
yeah, yeah.
Wasn't it Twitter or that did that too, or was it Facebook? Like you always got a message from Mark Zuckerberg, like when you joined or something in the early days.
I'm not
Seems
as
like
sure on
it
that
was,
probably,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I definitely like MySpace. It's just like it. Like Tom's my fucking one of my idols. I
uh-huh.
love that guy. So I mean, I cleaned up on MySpace.
Hmm.
Career stuff. Relationship stuff like that. It was really good to me. But the thing was, when you first joined, everybody had Tom. So when I signed up, I got it in so early. I knew how important that was to just get around everywhere. So on Friday, there might have only been 250 profiles. I maybe, uh, 200 out of 250. So I was kind of like a whale. I wanted to make myself known, be around, and just yeah, I want exposure. I'm an entertainer, so that's part of my
So
strategy.
yeah, what do you do?
Uh, my book. I've done stand up. I used to direct porn. I used to throw
No
raves.
way, really?
Yeah, I yeah, I've done characters for years, and just yeah, writing's my strength, or one of them.
So what's the stand-up world like with COVID?
Oh no, this was like 2005,
Oh, okay,
2007.
so you're not doing that anymore.
No, well, I hosted a open mic out in San Francisco about 3, 4 years ago. But
Hmm.
I hate the comedy. The comedians are like the most soulless, selfish sociopaths. Man, I really don't like that crowd at all. Uh, this kind of fits more my pace. I can uh, lecture and talk to
Yeah,
more intelligent people and still be funny. I really like it,
yeah.
and I just
It's
like
hard.
taking. Oh, go ahead.
It's hard to be around comedians, especially when there's several comedians around together. Like they're always trying to out funny each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're so backstabbing, man.
Well,
It's
and
horrible.
insecure, hugely insecure.
Hey, stickers right there, ride or die, chemtrail there. Bam.
What is it?
It's a sticker I on at Etsy. I have it's like a sticker T-shirt store.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
so
You're into everything, man. So especially
I'm a
BitClout.
workaholic entrepreneur.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
up
So
there.
tell me about your BitClout, like your early days in it when you first got in it.
Sure. Uh, well, days ago or whatever, and like I said, I was just obsessed when I got the tip. And am I looking in the camera right? I don't do
Yeah,
this
it's
that
fine.
much. Does that look
Yeah,
okay?
you
Okay.
look
Should
great,
I
man.
look at you or the camera, or
Nobody.
what's better?
Yeah, look at. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares
Camera.
these
What's
days.
better though? I'm just curious. This is my
Yeah,
first one, kind of.
yeah,
So
yeah. So right now you're looking at the
like
camera.
that or like that?
Yeah,
What's better? Okay. Okay.
whatever's
Uh,
most comfortable for you.
okay. Cool. I so I got on there. I knew it was hot. I brought over about $150. Um, just started stalking, lurking, adding, following, adding $1 into just about every account. Um, yeah, I just tried to get on every one. It went pretty good. And since I was in so early, I was getting in on a lot of the people with a super low cap that, had
Yeah,
maybe one person had bought their coin yet. So for the people that don't know that Big Clout, every person that it's kind of an exponential scale, bonding scale, I believe. So the first coin, if it's $1, the next one it might, if somebody buys another dollar, it might push it up to $3, and or even more. So it slows the pace slows down, and then but the point is, and if anybody's watching that's going to get onto Big Cloud, the key is to get in early, buy your own coins first, and then go from there. But excuse me. So I was catching so many people that were just on there. I was getting good deals, and my profits went up pretty good. So just I'm pretty generous, and it's not even that. I just believe in it, and if which it is going to, and all it can do is go up right now. But the main Bitcoin it's our BitClout coin itself, you know, when it goes up, everything, it pulls everything else up, and it was moving up pretty good too. So I was making the profits that was moving up, or the overall Bitcoin price, clout price was moving up also. So yeah, I just kept moving and moving and moving, and then taking profits. And you know, I bought it for $1, and it goes up. You know, take $7 out of it, and I still, you know, have an investment. I haven't rug pulled or anything like that. And the crazy thing is you'll find that if you throw a buck in somebody's account once in a while, some will grab it or whatever. You're out $1 or whatever, the most of it.
Yeah.
But what always it is, you'll have people that will throw a 50 spot in there, you know, and you're like, you know, so you have 50 people, you can throw $1 to for that one person that gave you a 50. You know, the most I've had is like a $900 investment or something, and they rug pulled it, but oh well, you know. So
Yeah. That's so like I've got so many questions still about this platform, and I know you've been talking a lot more and doing a lot more with it. And you know, one of the things that I couldn't figure it out from like I heard people talking about, you know, buy your own coins, and then I was trying to figure out like, I don't think you can like decide how many coins you have, right? Or how many will be created or are available. Is it the more that are bought, the more become created?
okay, so if you buy a bunch in the beginning when it's like $1 or less or whatever it is, you know, really low,
Of your own
um,
coin.
yeah. So then if you bought $50 of coins right then, it's only going to be $50 or 30 or whatever, you know. Um, but you know, if a couple of people buy it, it's already up to $100. It's going to cost you a lot more to get coins, and then that's going to determine how many coins there are. So you
Right.
know, the ones you get in the beginning, and then the price goes up, and how many people buy, and then they're buying percentages of a coin and stuff like that. Is that clear? I don't know. It seems a little convoluted,
Well,
but
I mean, I kind of witnessed that, but at the same time, like it wasn't. I think I expected to go start the process and see how many coins would you like to mint, for instance, or this many coins are available. What percentage of those do you want to buy at X price? And I didn't really see any of that. It just felt like, well, you know, put in a dollar amount and it'll tell you what you're going to get for that. Or was I reading that wrong? And then, you know, I came back later and bought a little bit more, and my coin was a little more expensive. So now I was paying more for my own coin.
Mhm.
And then I did it
Yeah,
again, and it was even more expensive. So I can see where it's kind of like, well, you probably should buy your coin early if you want to have any control in it. Um,
yeah.
but I'm still confused by it, quite honestly. Um,
Dude, it's pretty tough. You know, it's not. Yeah, I'm still working it out. It's not like I can just spit it out with confidence that I'm absolutely sure about
yeah,
market cap and all that stuff. And especially since I'm tired and a little bit high,
yeah.
I am in Colorado. But
All right.
um,
So who do you think's behind this? I mean, we hear about different VCs and the like, but
hold on,
you know,
I'm sorry about that around.
but have we
So
had
I can
them
look
come
at
out
BitClout
saying
while we're talking.
like has Andreessen Horowitz come out and said, yeah, we're an early stage investor, or we're way behind this, or you know, have we been seeing that?
It's mostly the everybody's thinking it's the Winklevoss guys
Yeah.
because they
Well, yeah,
confirm.
and
You know.
yeah, they confirmed, and you know, we all see that on the sidebar where you've got the most prolific or whatever you want to call them, most, I don't know if that's top weekly creators they call it. Here, I'll show it on the
Mhm.
screen here. Top weekly creators. I love your top picture there. Did you pin that? You know, are you pretty proud of that one, huh?
I am pretty. That was a Monday morning going for the gold. Yeah, I saved that one for a while.
That's a heck of a picture. You know, I had a
Uh,
vision of what you might look like, and then I saw your profile. I was like, yeah, that's pretty close. Um, but that's cool.
oh man, that
Yeah,
was
I
the
was
best
reading.
week of my life.
Yeah, reading through some of your posts are pretty hilarious. So, anybody who's wondering, it's at Tory Seller. is the handle. All right, I guess, is that what we call them, handles?
Yeah, profile tag or whatever. That
Profiles,
sounds
yeah,
either
okay.
one. They all work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, you go in and you try to buy your own coin. So, like, I actually bought a little bit of coin of yours right before the show, but, we are
Oh,
recording
thanks,
this
man.
video. This is gonna be cool, because I feel like we're kinda doing a small chronicle of the history of this, I'm hoping, through this podcast. So yeah, maybe I need to always record video, because there's going to be a day when people look back at this screenshot and go, well, wow, remember back when it looked like that. But
Yeah, yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so like if I wanted to buy, like, for one thing, I've bought some coin of yours. I'm not seeing. Okay. So
Yeah.
now if I wanted to buy another little bit, put in $1, I'm still trying to figure out, like, this part right here. These numbers sometimes confuse me. Like, maybe not on this
How
screen.
much did you put in so I
I,
can see?
I just put in $1. Can you not see that on the screen? I don't know what you get to see, but so I'm buying,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm
looking at my page.
yeah. So I mean, on your, okay. So I'm doing a screen share of what I'm doing right now.
Sure.
I'm going to confirm that.
Fine. Okay.
Like, it says price per
Yes.
coin, at the bottom line, 1.0911 BitClout equals one. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's a
This is.
great investment you just made
Oh
there.
yeah. Well,
That's what I'm
I already
telling
did
you.
five. I already did $5 before the show, so I own $6 of TorySeller coin, man. I'm
Hell
expecting
yeah,
after
man.
this podcast drops, it's going to go up to about 100. So I got to do the deed of basically telling everybody, look, this is not trading advice. This is highly speculative.
Mm.
I like to say in this podcast that you're a dumbass if you do what I do, and probably what Tory does. So, you're going to lose all your money, probably.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't ever do
Um,
this.
do you want to hear the spiel? Do you want to hear the spiel I give?
Yeah, yeah, let's hear
Or
it.
have, yeah. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take my advice. I've taken 300 hits of acid, drink soft syrup, and I did 3 lines of meth. So do not listen to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. But
So
you know what? And so, well, all right, first I'm trying to buy some coin. It must be the network's slow, and I think
oh,
everybody's experiencing
it's the
this.
worst it's ever been, just about,
Yeah.
really.
So, and part of this, like, I wonder, I'm still trying to get my hands around, or my mind around, this is built on a blockchain. And if it's tied to the Bitcoin network at all, there's limitations there. Like I was kind of amazed when I sent just a little bit of Bitcoin in to start my account, that it came over pretty quickly. But
Mhm.
that's not a case of there was already some liquidity that the platform knew. This was just, I don't think, because it wasn't like, you had to wait for some finality for 10 minutes. And, like, if it took, maybe I just happened to do it right before a block was created or something. I don't really know. But then once I got some Bitcoin in there, that platform was willing to work for me. I'll admit that it wasn't really doing anything until that point.
Well, I was going to answer one of your questions, or address it at least.
Yeah.
They have their own blockchain, and it is tied to Bitcoin. The price is so it follows Bitcoin. So if
Okay.
Bitcoin's
So that,
up, so yeah,
so that would explain why, like, the other day, this was probably my most popular post. I posted a picture showing that the price was now like $148 for a BitClout, whereas, like, the day before it was like 153. And I didn't
yeah,
expect
yeah.
to see that number go down. I thought that number was based on how much BitClout had ever been purchased.
That probably affects it also, but I do know it's tied to Bitcoin somehow.
Right. No, right. So
Price.
what turned me on, what I think the thing that first got me interested had really nothing to do with buying creator coins or selling them. to me, what I liked was that sort of scarcity built into it based on, as I understand the white paper says, for every 1 million in BitClout that's bought, the price doubles.
Yeah, I haven't really dug into the white paper that much, but
See, that's what I understood. I'm like, okay, well, doing the math on that, if you're in early enough, then if it, I looked at it then as well. If it's 143 now, when it doubles, it's this, and when that doubles again, it's this, and 10 times in, you're at like $500,000 or something crazy for a BitClout. And so I kind of thought that was going to be something that happened like incrementally, like we pass a threshold and then it doubles, but it almost seems like it's just a curve that is built in that says, as it incrementally or slowly goes up that line, it goes up a little bit more in price. So I'm still confused by that, quite honestly, but over time we'll figure that out. And yeah, you mentioned it's on a blockchain. Have you ever looked at the actual block explorer?
yeah, I didn't really look real close, but yeah,
Yeah,
I've been on there.
you gotta look close just to start trying to figure it out. And what little I've figured out was it doesn't like store that you can see like content, even in the form of like whatever you type in as a post. It doesn't save any of that, but it saves like every little transaction, and it's a transaction on their blockchain. Like when you like a post, that's a transaction on the blockchain, from what I can
Yeah,
tell. And I'm going to keep at so, and you're actually spending money for that. There's a fee involved with that, right?
really small. I mean,
It's super
a fraction.
small. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and from what I can tell, I mean, this is just a real arm's length look at it. It's, how Bitcoin has 8 decimal points,
Okay.
which represents 100 million units. So this one has 9 decimal points. So that would mean what? Instead of 100 million units of BitClout, there would be a billion, I presume. Would that be the number?
I think so. Yeah.
So then what's that unit called? Well, then I did see what kind of, piqued my interest was, because it tells you like the input output transaction, like Bitcoin, to say, there's X amount spent and here's what's returned in the output. Here's what that fee represented. And in one of the entries on that blockchain, it said like 230 nanos. So I wonder if nanos is like the Satoshi of BitClout.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know much
Yeah, it's
about
just
that.
something to think about. But I was just amazed that like at everything you do, like a like or a follow or a any of those types of things that people may do willy-nilly on Twitter, you're actually spending money, but I guess you have to have those things happen on the blockchain. There has to be some kind of fee.
Yeah, I thought you earned a little bit when you do likes and stuff, or you get some kind of benefit by.
I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe you're getting that for doing it. But this was a fee,
I think
though.
so. I'm not sure. Okay. I think there's fees when you buy creator coins for sure, but I'll ask Chaz about that. I think you get some kind of credit the more you interact and like. I'm not sure. I'll have to
Right.
check into that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the part of this that we're all trying to wrap our minds around. So who do you think is going to be the first of the big, like on this top weekly creators? Like, who's going to be the first one to join moving forward?
Oh, I have a good story. I don't know about the first one, but one that did confirm yesterday was Pamela Anderson, and she's really ambitious. Yeah, she's really pumped up about it. Her kid told her about it. She's talking about putting out NFTs for her investors and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be out. Yeah.
It's going to be cool to
Oh, yeah.
watch. I mean, because here's where what turned me on about looking at this experiment was it seems to me that this is going to seize upon the greed of these huge influencers. Like, how can let's just say, you know, I'll use Justin Bieber as an example, because he's up here on the screen off to the right. So he may not have anything to do with this platform. He may just say to hell with BitClout for like the next 5 years. But let's just say in 5 years, 60 million people get involved and buy into Justin Bieber coin because they think this might be worth something someday. And then his coin, which is worth, I don't know, I'm looking here, $22,000 and some change right now, 22,000. We're just starting. So what happens when his coin is worth 6 million a piece? And when this thing starts, he's got like 20 or 30 of those, right? What do
you mean?
Before Justin Bieber joins, his account will show that his account owns a certain amount of coins. So I'm gonna click, all right. So I'm gonna click on Justin Bieber right now. This profile is reserved. I don't know. Can you see my screen that I'm sharing?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna click on Creator Coin. Holders of Justin Bieber coin. Justin Bieber. This account holds 43 coins. All right, so this is where I'm got to get. This is the one that confuses me. So it says 22,000 coin price.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that mean if he's got 43 coins, that would be 43 times 22,000? Oh, it is, right. I'm reading that as 978. Oh my God. So right now he could come in and sell that and make almost $1 million today.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, could he take it off the platform? Like, apparently not right now. All right. So no, my point is, let's fast forward to 2 years from now. What if people keep loading into the platform, looking at his coin? Maybe he starts talking about, maybe I'll get on that BitClout someday, and he starts hyping it on his other channels, and people start joining in here and buying, even though he may think he's being smart, toying with people. But if all of a sudden that coin goes from being worth 22,000 to 2.2 million in the next year, and he's got 43 of them, well, that's what, $86 million, pushing $100 million that he can go cash out, right? Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So how does he not come join?
Well, he probably will.
That's the point. That's what's so beautiful about this. Like, you're going to have all these. You look at this list of these influencers who are worth. They're all mega millionaires now. But so like I like to use the example of Peter Schiff.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who has made a career of bashing Bitcoin, but if it gets to a point where his profile is worth $70 million because people pump that, then he can't not take advantage of that, and then he'll have to be a part of it.
That's pretty funny,
right? Yeah, I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, well, I think the rich people that superstars, they don't really need the money. I think it's going to be the ego, because it's such exposure, and everybody's going to be over here. So, So,
but it's the greed part of that's going to play into people like that, like being. Maybe they'll jump in quicker than you think, but that's the part that is somewhat brilliant about this.
Yeah. It is. It's weird all the way around, That's what make, a one-way in with money and you can't get it out. And if you looked at Justin's thing, man, like the top guy had $500,000 in it. That's fucking amazing.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the ones below are like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Are you telling me these people are really going to put this much money in there if they don't know they're going to have a way to get it off?
I know a guy personally, and I saw him on this platform and called him. I was like, you must be an investor, dude, because you're way into this thing." And he's like, "No, I'm not." He said, "But I'm way invested in it because I see what it's about." And I was kind of startled at how much effort somebody with this high net worth had put into it. And he's like, "I'm all about," he said, "I've been really engrossed in this for a couple of weeks and I've put a lot of money into it." I mean, he was in six figures that he had said, I've put six figures in. And he said, all my friends have too. And he said, I'm going to be pumping this hard for like the next few weeks to a month. Cause it's like, this is the time when I think a lot's going to happen. And he was just remarking about how in the previous 2 days since we talked, which was on Friday, that he's like, I'm amazed at how much this thing has grown in like 2 days. So the network effect, getting involved. I mean, what's been your, I'm like 5 days into this, and I really took a couple of those days off for the weekend. What's been your impression as far as the relative growth of it?
Yeah, it's pumping up. It's building up pretty quick, but it's just more about the how excited the people are that are on there, and the positivity. I mean, it's just beautiful. Everybody, I've seen maybe just a handful of semi-negative posts, and
Well, but what
it's,
about people like you? You spend a lot of time in Clubhouse talking and teaching about this, and what's been your impression uh, as far as like people's experience, like when they report back to you, so to speak, say, "Hey, I've been on this for 2 days and I'm trying to figure this out and I hate it," or are they saying, "I'm crazy, knocked out over it"? What are they saying?
once they try it, a lot of people fucking kick and bitch before trying it, and you'll be like, you're in here complaining about it, and you haven't even tried it yet. Just try it. You're not going to get hurt, and the majority of people, once they try it, especially artists, NFT people and stuff like that, I mean, they are hooked like me, and just like
Yeah,
uh, you either really, most of the times you really love it or really hate it.
yeah.
um yeah.
Well, what do you think about this? I mean, do we have like a um, what do you call it, a NFT maximalism starting to build? That, where those people that have only entered the NFT space in the past 3 weeks are now maximalist, and they're looking at BitClout as, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. That's a scam. Whereas before, what we've seen on Clubhouse, if you're into Bitcoin at all, is you've got Bitcoin maximalists who are saying anything else is a shit coin and it's a scam. Ethereum's the biggest scam in the world. They say all those things, and then they'll almost like gang up on people that want to like ask questions. Are we seeing the same thing with NFTers that are going, well, no, it's all about NFT. So you can't, it's all about NFT. So you can't do that. You got to stay with this way we're doing it. You can't do the BitClout tokenization. What have you heard any of that?
Oh yeah, I have a strong opinion about that. Hold on, I got to
What is
close my messenger.
Sure.
Yeah, I think yeah, some of the NFT people are really against it. Most, and the other half are obsessed. My opinion is that the people that have been doing NFTs have kind of like had it on easy street and kind of a monopoly. Um, and I think that and I know because I've been on there's a lot of mediocre artists that are getting paid well, so they don't want to change that, Um, and then yeah, so was just talking to somebody about that, and yeah, it's but there's some killer NFT artists on there. I've been gifted yeah, I've been gifted 4 NFTs and I bought one, so it's pretty cool.
So,
Um,
how do you, honestly, I bought some NFTs and a game card set like 2 years ago, and I'm still trying to, like, I haven't dug into it really. I've just kind of like looked at it as like, here, I'll buy this beta set and maybe it'll be worth something someday. But that's kind of been the extent of my NFT existence. Other than I do listen and join into a lot of NFT conversations, but I'm just not in that scene where I'm minting stuff. So if you know anything about it, like, what's your impression of, is there a parallel between what the NFT space is doing and what BitClout is like? Because essentially your profile is a token or a group of
Mhm.
tokens.
Yeah.
And to what degree, like I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how can people bring an NFT type token to the platform? Have you heard any people discussing that? Like, are they having to just hype their NFT on this type of platform and then drive people to OpenSea or
Yeah. Memorable. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, yeah. And a lot of people have been said they've been selling some and making a lot of sales connected to the cloud. Um,
how do they do that? Like, how do they connect it to the cloud? Like I see the cloud. Like, is there a way people can be buying a coin in exchange for an NFT? Like, could a creator do something like that? Say, hey, buy this coin, and then you'll get
Oh
something
yeah,
in
there's a
exchange.
lot of NFT contests. If you have a certain amount of coins, I'll do NFT airdrops and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of yeah, any other thing else along that lines you
Yeah,
want
no,
to
I
ask
get it.
me? Or what? Okay.
No, no, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, now I'm trying to give you a better answer also. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, there's so many people implementing NFTs, and I'm excited about it too. I mean, as far as like being able to have like what I want to do is like have a physical whatever copy of something along with the NFT copy, and say it's a painting or something. In the future, you could put that up in your virtual house and stuff like that. It's pretty exciting, and yeah, I don't know. I could go on and on, but you can kind of
yeah.
push me in the direction you want.
No, no, just tell me. So just we'll wrap this up in a minute, but what's most exciting to you about BitClout at this stage?
Oh, just the beautiful people I've met and just the networking. I mean, literally, like in a group, I can that I've people I've met. I'm actually moving to Vegas in probably a couple weeks just because of my crew, my friends Chaz and Ladez is an amazing musician, and just the fact that in one week I got 4 or 5 free NFTs. I met my crew, people I'm going to record music with, uh, access to lawyers, accountants, web people, and I'm a hermit. In the real world, it'd take me 5 years to find all those people, and I
Yeah,
did it in like a week. It's incredible. And I'm talking to you here, and
yeah.
go ahead.
But what about BitClout makes that happen? Because that could be in any community. You could find yourself in a community where you have an affinity for something and have
I
that
don't
same feeling with people.
I don't agree. This is different. It's just because it's so underground right now. I mean, maybe if you get in the beginning, like in MySpace, I met a bunch of like culty anarchists, tattooists, and the artists and stuff like that. Big Clout's going to get watered down, So like I've been telling everybody, this is the glory days. So enjoy every
Yeah.
microsecond, and that's one of the reasons I'm not sleeping much. I know
Hmm.
this is the opportunity, and you got to grab it.
So you think it's that accelerating that quickly?
I know it is.
How long do you think it'll take
Yeah,
before it levels out?
it depends how fast they can start letting people in. Really, you know,
Hmm. Yeah.
they're
Cool.
pretty bogged down right now. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's for sure. That's for
yeah.
sure. So we're gonna see. Well, man, I appreciate your time. This has been awesome.
Yeah, one more thing, if you don't mind. I'm really proud
Oh,
that I
bring it.
was I think we talked about it, but yeah, the one of the coolest things is that people have been really supportive about the ReClout. So,
Yeah,
I
no, definitely. I'm gonna have to see. It's only fitting that my first guest was the guy who coined the phrase "ReClout," and it's on the blockchain.
That's right.
Right
Facts are
on.
facts, you know. So,
Right on, everybody. TorySellers signing out.
that's right. Thank you.
I'm gonna end this, but don't leave.